Peace now prevailed across Europe, but the sting of Russia's failure remained. Diplomatic relations had returned to normal, and it was time to discuss the way forward. Kalinin turned first to his new Minister of Defense. "Proceed." Nechayev began with his prepared summary. "The Navy has finished its assessment. The water depth where the battle occurred is too deep to raise the sunken ships. They are a complete loss. Fortunately, the battlecruiser Pyotr Veliki and aircraft carrier Kuznetsov remained afloat after the battle. Both restored propulsion and have arrived at our nearest shipyard. However, they are heavily damaged, and it will take at least 2 years to return them to service." Now that the bad news had been delivered, Nechayev shifted gears. "Our submarine fleet remains a viable asset, especially in light of the American losses during their war with China and the additional casualties they suffered at our hands. Although we lost most of our guided missile submarines, we still have 35 diesel and nuclear-powered attack submarines, while America has only 18 fast-attack submarines remaining in service. However, the United States raised 27 of the submarines lost during their war with China, and the first of those will begin exiting the shipyards within the year. Our submarine advantage will not last long. We are in an even better situation regarding our land and air forces. The Army suffered only minor losses in Ukraine, so we are in excellent shape on the ground. In the air, we lost all tactical fighters assigned to the Middle East, but the bulk of our aerospace force remains intact. After factoring in our anti-air assets, we can deny any NATO attempt to achieve air superiority." With his update complete, Nechayev sat back, letting Kalinin absorb the information. General Andropov, Kalinin's senior military advisor, joined the discussion. "Our basic strategy was sound. NATO cannot defeat our land and air forces without the United States. What failed was our strategy to keep the United States from intervening. If we fix that, we will succeed next time." "Next time?" Kalinin asked. Andropov's eyes narrowed. "America humiliated us. The images of our warships adrift and on fire have been shown repeatedly on the news, and public support for your administration is at an all-time low. If you want to be re-elected next year, you'll have to make a bold move." Kalinin replied, "It was the bold move you and Defense Minister Chernov recommended that created this situation. The plan failed, and I shouldn't have to remind you that Minister Chernov was assassinated by the Americans." He eyed his new defense minister, who shifted uncomfortably in his seat. "It was a flawed plan," Andropov insisted. "We were supposed to blackmail the United States, keeping them from entering the conflict. But they blackmailed us instead. If we correct this flaw, we will prevail next time. The Zolotov option is finally ready to implement, and if the updates to the Alexander submarine class are adequate, America won't dare risk intervening." Turning back to his new defense minister, Kalinin asked, "What is the status of the Zolotov option and the Alexander class?" Nechayev responded, "As General Andropov mentioned, the Zolotov option can now be fully implemented. But, as you know, it is a high-risk, high-reward plan. Regarding the Alexander class, the equipment aboard Alexander has been upgraded and is scheduled for another test this afternoon. If it performs as intended, I'd have to agree with General Andropov. The American fleet will be at our mercy. Even if they choose to intercede in Europe, they couldn't risk transporting their troops or equipment by sea. Any effort to oppose us would be seriously hampered." "Alexander's test is this afternoon?" Nechayev nodded. "Yes, sir." "We will meet again tomorrow," Kalinin said, "and then I will decide." 2. K-561, Kazan. Standing in the central command post of his Yasen-class attack submarine, Captain Second-Ranked Anatoly Mikhailov surveyed his crew. They were at combat stations, tracking hydroacoustic 2-1.